Today we will see the National Leprosy Eradication Program. So we know that leprosy is a disfiguring disease which is called by Mycobacterium leprae. Okay, so initially the program for leprosy control was launched as a National Leprosy Control Program, that is NLCP, during 1955 as a centrally aided program, and at that time the objectives were to make the infectious case non-infectious, means to arrest the transmission. Then second objective were to reduce the magnitude of the problem. To attain these objectives, to fulfill these goals, the strategies were adopted are to detect the cases of leprosy early and to provide treatment with sulfone monotherapy through trained workers on ambulatory basis, to give health education to the patients, family, as well as community at large. So, sulfone chemotherapy was carried out by administering progressively, which is increasing doses of drug. Initiated with 10 mg daily, which was gradually increased to the standard dose of 100 mg per day over a period of 6 months by appropriate monthly increments. Even after 2 decades, the National Leprosy Control Program could not give the desired results, and the leprosy skin did not change much. So, the program lacked momentum due to various reasons. The reasons are like sulfone monotherapy resistance, then administrative shortfalls in manpower, frequent transfers of medical officers at PHC, CHCs, lack of interest in doctors, delay in release of funds for which are provided for this National Leprosy Control Program. So these all are reasons. So thus the National Leprosy Control Program proved to be input oriented rather than output oriented program. So eventually a breakthrough was achieved in 1981 when WHO, World Health Organization, recommended the use of combined chemotherapeutic regimens, that is known as multi-drug therapy, for the treatment of leprosy. So based on the recommendations of the working group, Government of India switched over from National Leprosy Control Program to National Leprosy Eradication Program during 1983 with a goal to eradicate leprosy from India by 2000 by introducing multi drug therapy as a mainstay of the eradication process. If we see during 1981, the prevalence rate of leprosy in India was 57 per 10,000 population. During 2004, it was reduced to 2.4 per 10,000 population. So this is the emblem which is used for National Leprosy Eradication Program, which shows the beauty and purity in lotus. The leprosy patients can be a useful member in the form of partially affected thumb. You can see that is partially affected thumb is there. Then a normal forefinger and the shape of house. The symbol of hope and optimism in a rising sun. So this is the meaning of this National Leprosy Eradication emblem. If we see the objectives of National Leprosy Eradication Program, that is to achieve the elimination of leprosy in the country by the year 2000 by reducing the case load to one or less case per 10,000 population. The infrastructure of National Leprosy Eradication Program is National Leprosy Eradication Program was implemented through the establishment of some infrastructures like leprosy control units, survey education treatment centers, urban leprosy centers, and mobile leprosy treatment units. If we see what is leprosy control unit, this is established in leprosy endemic areas with the prevalence rate of 5 or more per 1000 population. Each unit serving a population of 4.5 lakh. Each unit had a staff pattern of 1 medical officer, 2 non-medical supervisors, and 20 paramedical workers. Among them, each paramedical worker covering a population of 15,000 to 20,000 and is expected to examine 8,000 persons per year by house to house survey in his area of jurisdiction. So, each paramedical worker was specially trained to institute domiciliary treatment. Okay, so thus it was a vertical program. Now, what is Survey Education Treatment Center? One survey education treatment center is established for a population of 25,000. In which area? In those endemic areas where the prevalence rate of leprosy is less than 5 per 1,000 population. They are attached to the primary health centers, and each center is manned by one paramedical worker, one non-medical supervisor for every 4 to 5 paramedical workers, and the medical officer of attached PHC is the administrative, who will be controlling officer. Only one paramedical worker is attached to a survey, education and treatment center. Thus, it is known as horizontal program, which is recommended for low endemic districts. And then the activities under SET, that is activities under the survey, education and treatments are, first of all, survey. The whole population is surveyed by paramedical worker. Why? To detect the cases of leprosy. The school children are also surveyed. Then during the survey, the investigator, means the paramedical worker, will look for hypopigmented patches for the loss of sensation over the body, which is the sign of leprosy. Then in good day, when it will analyzed in a good daylight with a minimum clothes and palpates peripheral nerves for thickening. Such cases are then referred to medical officer, near a medical officer, for further confirmation. The next activity is education. The paramedical worker gives health education to the patient that leprosy is curable and he should take treatment correctly and completely. But the paramedical worker will educate the family that not all cases are infectious. It is caused by bacteria. There is treatment, and that the patient should be shown sympathy and should be should not be thrown out of the family, because we have to educate them properly. Then treatment. Next activity is treatment. All the possible bacillary cases are treated with a combination of dapsone, that is known as DDS, and rifampicin, and all multibacillary cases with dapsone, rifampicin and clofazimine. So this is called multi-drug therapy. So proper treatment should be given to all the leprosy patients. So these all are activities which is done by under the survey, education and treatment centers. Now we'll see what is urban leprosy centers. Such urban leprosy centers were established in urban endemic areas, one for every 50,000 population. So one urban leprosy center will serve 50,000 population, which is manned by a non-medical supervisor who functions under the supervision of medical officer. Then mobile leprosy treatment unit. Such units provide services to leprosy patients in non-endemic areas. Each such unit consists of one medical officer, one non-medical officer, one non-medical supervisor, and two paramedical workers plus a driver. All these organizations, means all these infrastructures, work under the administrative control of state program officer, which is placed in the Directorate of Health Services. The state program officer, that is state leprosy officer, is the chief coordinator and the technical advisor to the concerned state government. At the central level, the Leprosy Division of Directorate General of Health Services, New Delhi, is responsible for planning, supervision, as well as monitoring of the whole program. The division is under the control of Deputy Director General, who advises the government on all anti-leprosy activities. Then program assistance. This program has also provided by some assistance by NGOs, WHOs, DANIDAS, then international agencies, okay, International Federation of Leprosy Elimination, Jhalma Institute, which is situated at Agra, then Central Leprosy Teaching and Training Institute, Chennai, India. So non-government organizations also have contributed on functioning of the program. Okay, so there are around more than 290 NGOs are working in the field of leprosy throughout the country. The National Leprosy Elimination Project. In a view of substantial progress achieved with multi-drug treatment, that is MDT, The World Health Assembly in 1991 resolved to eliminate leprosy at the global level by the year 2000. In order to strengthen the process of elimination in India, the first project supported by the World Bank was introduced in 1993. The elimination was defined as prevalence of leprosy less than one case per 10,000 population. And it is presumed that at this low level, the transmission of Mycobacterium leprae would be reduced and all the disease will extinct. So we'll see the phase 1 of National Leprosy Elimination Project. This was started during 1993-94 and completed almost on 31st March of 2000. The project involved a cost of rupees 550 crores. During this period, the prevalence of leprosy in India was reduced from 24 per 10,000 population in 1992 to 3.7 per 10,000 population in March 2001. So there is a vast reduction in the cases. The registration of the cases increased from 62% to 99.5%. Now during this phase, against a target of 2 million cases, 3.8 million leprosy cases were newly detected. On the whole, 4.4 million cases of leprosy were cured with multi-drug treatment. Then we'll jump to the phase 2. This phase 2 project was started for a period of 3 years from 2001 to 2004. The cost of provided for phase 2 is rupees 249.8 crores. The WHO provides 48 crores for free of cost of multi-drug treatment, which was successfully ended on 31st December 2004. Now we'll see the objectives of this National Leprosy Elimination Project, which were decentralization of National Leprosy Elimination Program, responsibilities to states, union territories through a state or district leprosy societies. Then accomplish integration of leprosy services with general health service system so that it could be easily accessible to all the community people. Then achieve elimination of leprosy at national level by the end of the project. The prevalence of less than one case per 10,000 population. Then reduction in the level of stigma which were associated with the leprosy patients. So the second project successfully ended on 31st December 2004. National Leprosy Eradication Program is being continued with Government of India funds from January 2005 onwards. The multi-drug treatment is supplied free of cost now by Novartis through WHO. Okay, so it is free of cost in all government sectors, hospitals, primary health centers, CHCs in a blister pack for paucibacillary as well as multibacillary leprosy. Now the strategies are being used for under these national leprosy eradication programs are early case detection by survey. Okay, so we have to find out the cases as soon as possible. How? Through the survey. So that if we find out the cases as soon as possible, the treatment can be started and the disease transmission can be reduced. Then multi-drug therapy. Okay, we have to give multi-drug therapy for the patients, to the patients. Okay, multibacillary as well as paucibacillary. Then health education. Proper health education should be given to the community area. Then rehabilitation services are given to the leprosy patients. Teaching and training to all health staff. Okay, proper teaching should be there. Then how the treatment should be given. Then disability prevention and medical rehabilitation and leprosy elimination monitoring of all proper monitoring, recording and reporting of all the project, all the programs. Now we'll see what is multi-drug therapy, which is important strategy for the National Leprosy Eradication Program. So treatment for leprosy is by multi-drug therapy is given in two types, that is multibacillary patients as well as paucibacillary patients. Okay, then now regimens for multibacillary cases. If we see about multibacillary cases, if the patient is adult, then we are giving dapsone to them. Okay, we are giving dapsone 100 mg daily, which is self administered. Then we are also giving them clofazimine, that is 50 mg daily or 100 mg on alternate day. Then monthly clofazimine or rifampicin we are giving. Then if the leprosy patient is children, then we are giving proportionately less dose than adults. Okay, so this is regimens for multibacillary. Then if we see the regimens for paucibacillary, then we are giving adult patients a rifampicin, that is 600 mg, ofloxacin 400 mg. Then also we are giving minocycline, and to the children half of the adult dose we are giving. And for after 2 years, almost after 2 years, we are doing a follow up of these particular patients. Okay, now we'll see the disability prevention and medical rehabilitation. So what is DPMR? Again, important strategy under the National Leprosy Eradication Program. That is, this DPMR means disability prevention and medical rehabilitation activities are carried out in a 3-tier system, which, that is primary, which is up to sub-district level, then secondary, that is district headquarter hospitals and district nucleus units, and a tertiary level. Third tier is tertiary level at the central institutions, which were supported by medical colleges as well as NGOs. So these DPMR activities are supported by medical colleges and NGOs. Government of India has recognized 115 institutions for conducting this program. They are giving 8,000 uh, as an incentive to the leprosy affected persons undergoing RCS in identified government and NGOs institutions. For prevention of disability, the patients are given dressing materials as well as medicines and microcellular rubber footwears that are known as MCR footwears. Okay, so this is provided under this disability prevention and medical rehabilitation. Simultaneously, the community health nurse is doing IEC for reduction in stigma. They are giving proper chemoprophylaxis and leprosy, okay, for the patients of leprosy. So this is all about National Leprosy Eradication Program.